Welcome to Mount Shasta Escape. Today I'm doing a short ride on my Trek Fuel EXE, starting from Shasta Park. It is Monday, August 19th, 2024, and I am back to Shasta Park and using that as my entry into the Gateway Trail system. And I'm going to do some things today that I've done quite a few times, but I'm not sure that I've actually videoed it from quite this perspective. And if you start in Shasta Park, the route I'm going to take is about a mile and a half shorter than if you start over at the Gateway Trailhead. But on the other hand, then you have to go up a series of rather steep and sharply turning switchbacks. And at about the halfway mark in this, I'm going to go up that hill on the trail called Stump that for a while I was calling it the Impossible Hill because like 5 or 6 times in a row I didn't make it up, but then I practiced it a little and I could do it. And then 2 days ago, I hadn't ridden this mountain bike, gosh, in over a month. And I went and I did about what I'm going to do today. And I didn't make it up Stump my first 2 tries. Or no, well, not Stump, the hill on Stump, the first 2 tries. And I say, you know what, I got to practice or, I'll be back to saying it's the Impossible Hill. 3rd try, I made it. And today, when I get to there, I'll mention that I'm there and hopefully I'll just go right up it. Part of it is I got to pedal, even with this half-power e-bike. If I don't put some power into the pedals, I don't carry enough speed to make it up. And that's what really happened to me on my first 2 tries. And then I kind of refigured out, okay, just how much effort does it take to make it up this? And also, I hadn't been up these switchbacks in a while. And at least 1 or maybe 2 of the switchbacks, I had to put a foot down, kind of reorient to make it around them. Well, with practice, I usually can get up these switchbacks, but I'll find that out today too, if I tuned up enough 2 days ago to be able to make it all today. Here's my first fairly tough switchback. Swing wide, cut hard. Okay, I didn't make it up that one the other day. I have to kind of anticipate and do it right. And when I'm out of practice, I don't. Coming up on another switchback here. I made this, and I actually made it 2 days ago too. That one's a little easier than that first one. And this switchback, I don't remember if I made it or not. This one's kind of tough to make too. Cuts back very sharply. Made it. Whew. Anticipation is, well, it helps. You got to line things up right. And somebody put a little boardwalk across this track, but you know what, that's just way too extreme for me these days. That's not the kind of thing that I do. Okay, so I don't know if they actually have a name for the trail that I'm on right now. It just parallels railroad track. And up here a little ways I'll cut to the left, and I believe there's a trail they call Stellar Way. But I'll take that over to a trail called My Trail, and it makes a pretty sharp left turn from Stellar Way onto My Trail. And in the past, I've usually not quite lined up right for it, and I've had to kind of back up and try it again to make it up Stellar Way. It's pretty steep right there too, and a little bit loose dirt. But 2 days ago, on the plus side, somehow I anticipated it perfectly, kind of swung wide and lined it up, and I made it up there. Now that's one I'm not sure that I can do today, because I've done that a lot of times and I usually do not get it lined up perfectly. And the ride I'm doing today is, I think it's challenging in a lot of ways, but it's a fairly short ride. I think I did it 2 days ago in a little under an hour. I'm going to do a slight variation on it today, but I don't think it should increase the time. Here's the first cutoff that'll take you up to, again, the trail, which I think is Stellar Way. And you notice it's just a very short distance to get up to it. It just kind of goes along parallel to the train track trail, but I think it's prettier up here, nicer trail. Good morning. Just try to give you some warning.
Thank you.
I'm going so fast, you know. Hey there. Well, that was more challenging than I expected, because I met those people right where I needed to line up for my trail, and I got it, but it was a little chancier than it would have been otherwise. Okay, lower my trail is, I don't think that's what I took the other day, but I'm not sure, it might have been. Okay, here we go. I think upper my trail cuts off to the right and just makes a little loop. But the trail that goes left, I think, is the one that I want, which will take me up a little higher towards the intersection with Stump than what I did yesterday. Okay, so this is called the Foundation Trail. Okay, good. That trail to the left is a rather challenging looking trail, so it's to the right. I prefer that. In case you haven't figured it out, this is not the route I normally take. A nice sign up here is going to help me. I wasn't sure which direction to go for Stump. And it tells me I gotta go left. Good, otherwise I would have had to stop and look at my maps again. Dump. Yeah, there's the sign. They don't have every trail signed out here. Maybe someday they will, but certainly not yet. As a result, you see some extra trails and start questioning yourself. Do you remember this? Are you going the right way? Not quite there to my hill yet, but I'm getting close. So I've got myself in third gear, which is what I figured out seems to work best. And the main thing is, when I actually get to it, is kind of stay a little bit on the right side after I go around the corner and pedal. I used to have a 9er mountain bike, and on the top tube they got a little decal there that says pedal, damn it. And even on this bike, that's what I got to do. And here we go. Yeah, right through there. If I ease up on the pedaling, I don't make it. I gotta pedal harder, and I figured that out because I did this a little while ago. So it's not just line choice, it's also pedal, damn it. gotta put some power into the pedals. Anyway, so far I'm feeling really good about this ride. I hit all of the points that I had trouble with 2 days ago, so I guess that was a tune-up ride, and it helped. So the ride that I'm doing today, it's under an hour, but it's got challenges to it, and it's fun. I like the ride. When I get to Pig Farm, from that point on, until I get to those switchbacks close to Shasta's Park, it's just kind of a flowing fast trail. And now I'm at the Gateway Trail. So I'm on Pig Farm now, and again, this is a fairly easy flowing trail. It's got a few jumps built into it, which I don't do. And when Pig Farm ends, just right across from where it ends, my trail picks up the lower part of it. And I usually do that, and that's a little more challenging. And then eventually I cut back over to Stellar Way, and then back over to the train track trail, and the switchbacks down to Shasta's Park. And I'm crossing the tunnel trail, and I'm just now getting onto my trail. And this little part of it can be somewhat challenging. Not a black, but it's certainly intermediate blue. But this is a way you could take over to Stump. And if you did, then you'd have to go up that, what do they call it, the My Tunnel Trail quite a ways to get to where Stump starts. Again, all the stuff that I'm doing is, depends on which place I'm at, but beginner, intermediate level. Okay, I recognize this spot. At this point, I've kind of completed the loop that I'm doing, and now it's just kind of out and back in this stretch. And Stellar Way, yes, that is what they call it. I came up this. It seems pretty steep going up, and it seems pretty steep going down it too. Now coming down this, I'll get to a section where there's about 3 narrow little cutovers that get you to the railroad trail. And I think this is the first one. But if you're going fast, it's easy to miss them, and then you go way the heck down Stellar Way or whatever it turns into. And you're gonna have to backtrack if you want to get back to Shasta's Park. So it's best not to go down that too fast, which I have done. Once you're on the track by the railroad here, you can't miss the turn towards Shasta's Park. It's easy. After you make that turn to get across the tracks, though, if you take the very first right, it takes you over to some sort of a memorial for somebody that apparently passed away out here. You got to go past that first really obvious turn, and it's the second one that takes you to the switchbacks down to Shasta's Park. And I'm still not going to ride over that little bridge. Now this is the first little turn that you shouldn't take to get back, but I'll take it just to get over and look at this little memorial. And of course it's got some graffiti on it. Fraggle Rock, it says. In memory of Jackson M.F. Jones. A lot of old skateboard pieces here. Tells me the guy was probably a skateboarder. And Fraggle Rock. I'll have to look that up and see if I can add anything more to this. I didn't find out the cause of death for Jackson Jones, but he died in 2022 at the age of 18, and I discovered he was an extremely well-liked young man in this community, and it was a tragic loss. And this looks like the main turn, but it isn't. Also, you don't want to, well, going down, maybe you could do it if you went straight. That would get you back actually much quicker, but it's very ledgy, rocky. It's too much to try to ride up it. And I don't really want to try to ride down it. I don't need that kind of excitement. Here's the turn you should take. If you go left, that's where you get into the rocky, ledgy section, which would get you back to Shasta's Park faster. I prefer my more mellow switchbacks. And you go left here. Stop for just a second. If you go right, it ends very quickly, but then there's a really steep little rocky chute that'll get you back on these switchbacks again. And you know, there's probably somebody somewhere that rides that, but whoa, that's way too much for me. So that was a fairly easy switchback. This next one is kind of sharp. Hopefully I'll make it around it okay. My problem is I was kind of looking to see if that little chute I was talking about comes into this, and I didn't see it, so wherever that goes, it doesn't seem to go to these switchbacks. And like I say, it's way too steep for me, and because I was looking for that, I didn't make the corner. You gotta look where you want to go. Instead, I was looking over to the right. Now this section right through here, if you've got narrow bars, it'd be fine, but my bars are, I think, like 800 millimeters or something, but that brush wasn't so bad earlier in the season, but it's grown in quite a bit, and so it's snagging my handlebars on both sides, which is a good reason to wear full-fingered gloves like I am, because you can get your fingers nicked up pretty good on those bushes. And back to the Shasta's Park parking lot in my car, and that's the end of this ride. If you came along this far, I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, I'll turn this on just for a moment. It took me about 48 minutes to do that ride, and the ascent was about 488 feet. So not a real challenge. Well, it had interesting parts to it, but not a really long, super hard ride.